our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage, that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen. And we've got minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the March 19th regular meeting minutes and the March 19th special meeting minutes.
Okay, I will second the motion. Any changes? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. Public comment regarding pending resolutions. I just want to point out to the public that we do publish the list of resolutions well in advance for allowing us to review, but likewise for the residents. And the reason for allowing the public comment is the opportunity to ask us questions and even reconsider some of the resolutions. So, but anybody, and for those online, are willing to get on the Commissioner's website. You can see them well beforehand and pose questions to us. So, I'll move on. We've got the County Engineer's Office here. Dan Becker. Good morning.
I've got one resolution for your consideration. It's a necessity to close various county roads for multiple county projects throughout the month. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Move to approve?
I will second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Next, Jeremy Simcoe, our sanitary engineer.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
3 resolutions for consideration today. The first is declaring the necessity to replace the elevated storage tank at Fenn and Marks Road and authorize the sanitary engineer to commence with advertising for construction bids. The second is declaring the necessity and authorizing the sanitary engineer to announce the availability of a contract for design build services to provide construction plans and for construct a building enclosure for the existing Canby system at the Liverpool wastewater treatment facility. And the third is authorizing the transfer of funds between various sanitary engineer funds and county funds.
I jumped the gun. Move to approve the 3 resolutions.
I will second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. Very
Thanks.
good. Thanks. Jake Altman, Economic Development Corporation. I think it's the first time you've come here to present a resolution.
I'm pinch hitting for the pinch hitter. So
Okay, there you go.
The third man up here. I have one resolution to approve the minutes and recommendations from the Housing Councils, Tax Incentive Review Councils representing Liverpool Township, Granger Township, Hinckley Township, Montville Township, and Sharon Township.
Move to approve?
I will second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. Very good.
Jake.
Thank you. Holly Murin, our Human Resources Director. Just sounds quite incomplete when it's just 2 yeses, doesn't it? Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good
On our
morning.
personal resolution today, we have 1 new hire in transit, 1 promotion at Job and Family Services, 5 rate increases, 3 at sanitary, 1 in maintenance, and 1 in human resources, 3 leave of absence, 1 in sanitary and 2 at Job and Family Services, 1 return from leave at Job and Family Services, 1 suspension in sanitary, and 2 resignations, 1 in sanitary and 1 at Office for Older Adults.
Move to approve?
I will second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, very good, thanks. Next, we have Chris Jacob, our County Administrator. I think is going to cover finance as well as the County Administrator resolutions.
Indeed. Good morning.
Good morning.
First resolution this morning performs expenditure adjustments for various funds, including for the Sheriff's Office, Planning Department, and Mediation. Next resolution authorizes revenue adjustments for various funds for the County Home and Office for Older Adults. Next resolution performs cash transfers for solid waste and for Office for Older Adults. This is a transfer of the Healthy Aging Grant funding into our courthouse fund to match the other amount that was $10,000 appropriated in the courthouse construction project. This will allow Office for Older Adults to evidence the expenditure and progress on expenditures of those grant funds. Next resolution authorizes the acceptance of the Office of Criminal Justice Services Interview and Interrogation Room Technology Grant for the Medina County Sheriff's Office. Grant amount is $19,158.75 and is for the period of January 2024 through December of this year. Next resolution also for the sheriff's, oh, this one's for the Drug Task Force, I apologize. Acceptance of the Office of Criminal Justice Services Justice Assistance Grant for the Medina County Drug Task Force, the amount $24,704.91. Next resolution authorizes the acceptance of a EPA Recycling Ohio Community and Litter Grant Agreement with the Ohio EPA on behalf of the Medina County Solid Waste District. Grant amount $14,565. Next resolution for the Sheriff's Office, creation of a body camera grant fund and authorizing appropriations corresponding to the just referenced resolution. Next resolution authorizes the purchase of 7,100 gallons of regular unleaded gasoline for the engineering center tanks. Low bid this time, Ports Petroleum, a per gallon price of $2.44.9 per gallon. Next resolution allows expenses of county officials. And the final finance resolution this morning allows claims and authorizes issuance. This is for the weekly bills. Total amount this week, $1,546,318.37.
I will make a motion to approve the 11 resolutions.
I will second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. All right.
Thank you. Now, the next part of the agenda, approving an agreement with the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority for the benefit of Medina County Public Transit. This would allow for the swap of various funding dollars based on the pots that are available, and would allow for our transit operation to receive operating funds. Next resolution approves a contract with Aramark Correctional Services for the provision of food services at the Medina County Jail and Medina County Juvenile Detention Center. This is a much-awaited final agreement corresponding to the proposal award that was made in end of 2023. The prosecutor's office has worked with me to ensure that this contract language is in the best interest of the county, and Aramark has agreed to the changes that were requested. So this is for the period of January 1, 2024 through December 31st, 2025, and allows for 3 one-year optional renewal periods. Next resolution authorizes a change order for the Medina County Veteran Services Building Addition and Renovation Project. This is the second change order. This one is for reimbursement of permit fees acquired by the contractor and payable by the county. The amount of the change order, $3,015.20. Next resolution authorizes the Medina County Solid Waste District to request quotes for the purchase of a vehicle. Solid Waste District has identified a need to purchase a truck to allow for hauling of materials and to assist with recycling drop-off sites. Next resolution authorizes an agreement for the lease of a postage machine with Pitney Bowes, and this is the machine that's located in our county print shop here on the second floor. The term of the agreement is June of 2024 and terminating May 31st, 2029. Next resolution enters into an agreement with the Medina County Soil and Water Conservation District for continued use of the space located at our Agricultural Services Building. The annual lease amount is $17,988. This lease would be for a 3-year period, and will allow the Soil and Water Conservation District to continue and share that building space with the USDA. Next resolution authorizes the trade of a utility vehicle for the Medina County Sheriff's Office. They're swapping a 2021 trailer with a newer, lighter trailer that's more beneficial for their operational purposes. And next, and yes, lastly, is a resolution declaring Medina County property as excess property. This is the listing of all of the items located at the county courthouse complex. These would be auctioned off at a public auction, currently scheduled to be held April 27th, 2024 at 9 a.m. at the Medina County Courthouse. And I want to thank Rhonda and Brian from your office, and Matt and our maintenance folks for helping, and Lisa from our print shop for helping with the setup and all the other tasks that are associated with the arduous process of getting this thing ready. So I think we're almost there. So thank you.
I will make a motion to approve the 7 resolutions. 8.
8 resolutions.
Oh, I pulled one out,
Okay,
sorry,
that's right.
8, yes.
I will second the motion. I just want to comment, I will also ditto, and thank you so much. When you look at the long list of
Yes.
furniture and equipment, this is unparalleled. It'll be almost historic at the historic courthouse. This auction will be going on. So hopefully we'll get some people come in and get some good deals, but there's a lot of office equipment here.
There is indeed.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. And the original, first resolution regarding the agreement with the Greater Cleveland RTA. This is an agreement that has been, we've had a relationship with them going back at least 3 decades, where we have the ability to essentially use money that's somewhat restricted for capital at the federal. They're able to, since we're working in a metropolitan area, and they do have transit customers in Medina County that utilize RTA on a regular basis. They're able to work that they could receive that grant and then give us what's essentially local funds from their standpoint that have far more flexibility for us to use as operating funds. This is indeed a beneficial collaboration that's been in place, like I said, for decades, and I'm just very thankful that the RTA is willing to continue that kind of collaboration with our neighbors. And after all, most public transit is funded by the federal government. When you look at, when it comes down to it, the major costs are. So it's all the same people, all the same taxpayers, and ought to be able to benefit from those kind of transactions. We work better when we work together, there's no doubt. So, but I want to thank RTA for continuing to do that. You have anything to add?
I do not?
Okay. Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thanks very much.
Very good. Thank you. Department updates. Debbie Kiley, Job and Family Services.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First off, 7 resolutions for your consideration this morning, quite unusual for me. The first one is just authorizing an agreement to provide service of process under the Title 4D program. The next is providing prosecutor's attorney services also for the Title 4D program. The next is providing prosecutors extradition and investigative services under the Title 4D program. And another agreement providing clerk of court services for the Title 4D program. The next is an agreement with Domestic Relations Court to provide services under the Title 4D program. The next is authorizing an agreement between Job and Family Services and the law offices of Andrew Parker. He's providing temporary legal support services for the agency. And I believe the last one is authorizing the county auditor to transfer funds from the county general fund to the public assistance fund for mandated share.
I'll make a motion to approve the 7 resolutions.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
And department updates.
Sure, please.
Historically, I give reports on all 3 divisions unless I feel like something arises that I need to deviate from that. And I often deviate because I have something like heavy or challenging to report, but that is not the case this morning. Okay. So as you know, the Child Protective Division is holding record numbers of children in care, and I can hardly say record numbers anymore because that's pretty much been the state of affairs for probably the last 3 years. And at the same time, our numbers were increasing to those record highs. Counties across Ohio, Medina being no exception, were experiencing record numbers of vacancies in child welfare workers. So that obviously provided quite a problem. The staff we did have were spending hours traveling the state to transport children while also investigating claims of abuse and neglect, and while also trying to attempt to meet state and federal guidelines because they have to enter an immense amount of data into various software systems to meet those measures. And honestly, at times it seemed as though we would never be able to meet those. We were doing the work, but the work had to be documented in so many different places and in so many different ways. Our statistics were pretty low. But the staff that we did have, they remained determined to keep kids safe while managers and myself worked to determine a better solution. We reimagined teams. We moved some staff around, and with Chris's guidance and approval, we were able to add some key staff members. I felt strongly that this system, this process would work. In fact, I knew it would work, and I'm incredibly proud to report that we did it. For the last 2 months, the Child Protective Division has exceeded their state mandates, state and federal mandates. Their numbers have been increasing over the last 4 months, but the last 2 months, they absolutely skyrocketed. And it's just, I think, proof that a properly staffed division, I knew they could do what they did. They went from 22 staff in February of 2023 to 30 staff in 2024. They went from a 67% timeliness rate in February of 2023 to just under 97% in February of 2024, all while still managing those record numbers of children in care. So I'm incredibly proud of the division. I'm also incredibly grateful for the staff that saw us through this deficit and the new workers that looked at Medina County Job and Family Services and said, yeah, I want to work there. So I'm thankful for that they came to join us. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank the board, sorry, Erin, you're not here, for listening to me every month report out on record numbers, children in care, but hearing those numbers and trusting in me and the division to do the work of providing and keeping those youth safe. And to Chris, thanks for hearing me out when I sat down with him and provided my this will work plan, and he believed and trusted in me. So I'm just wanted to give a huge shout out to the Child Protective Division for making that immense accomplishment. I will close with reminding everyone that April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. The agency is going to participate in 2 events honoring efforts of awareness and prevention. The first is on April 10th. It's Wear Blue. We do it every year. It's just showing support and standing in solidarity for those prevention efforts. And then April 14th, I think you guys all received an invitation.
Yeah.
Yep. The Children's Center's Community Pinwheel Walk on the Square at 1 o'clock. So I hope everybody can join us.
Will do. Thank you. Outstanding job.
Thank
Great.
you.
I mean, from the leadership on down, everything was great.
Thank you.
I'm just so proud of you guys, what you've done.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Have a great day.
Thanks. All right. Public comment. Mr. Sheets, you have anything? You represent the public here.
Question,
Yes.
will the inventory list for the auction be posted on the website ahead of time?
Yeah, it's part of the
Yes.
resolution.
Already? Okay.
Yep, it is.
And who is the auction company?
Farnsworth.
Farnsworth.
Farnsworth. Yep.
Very good.
And I know that they're be glad to see it happen.
Your second question?
Yes, go ahead.
I remember about a year ago, you assigned Aaron Harrison to look into alternatives of NOACA and whether the state would allow such a thing. Has there been any feedback in relation to that? I've been listening to our dissatisfaction or minuscule benefits that we receive for the amounts of money we pay for probably 30 years. If they've been in existence that long. I've been coming since 1957.
Right.
But I'm just wondering, I never hear anything back. I hear about
Well,
research, but
Regarding, for those who can't hear, maybe, this is regarding NOACA, and I'll say a lot of feedback, but not a lot of progress. How's that? Without dodging the question. There is not much of a resolution of moving forward, just because of the inertia. As you know, that they're going through some troubling period with some allegations against the director that are being investigated, so you have that going on, and in a number of the counties that are involved, there's some level of satisfaction with what NOACA is doing and their progress, and others dissatisfaction. But there's not been much progress with identifying a path forward that would allow Medina County to separate itself and attach it to another MPO, whether it's forming a new MPO with Lorraine County or indeed joining AMATS, which is Summit County. There is no provision for us to stand alone, given our size. So, and we, at this point, when it comes to transit funding, we actually have 2 pools. There's a portion that we attributable through the Wadsworth area as part of Summit County that we work with. So we have to keep and maintain those services. And although now that we're back to a rural transit, we were previously last decade as an urban transit, we have yet to hear from ODOT how they're going to resolve the issue of this now when it comes to funding in the next 2 years, after 2 years for our transit. So we're still working on it. As I said, a lot of feedback, but not a lot of progress.
it just seems like there's so many other counties that we'd have so much more in common with.
Agreed.
Along the Interstate 71 corridor.
I would
like
agree.
Medina, Wayne, Ashland, Richland, that could form a separate entity if it was possible.
They wouldn't qualify under federal statutes as an MPO.
Got it. Thank you for
And then
Yeah.
we will have a new makeup in the NOACA region of commissioners, so we'll
Yes.
be able to hear after the end of this year maybe some new ideas because the primary did affect some incumbents.
Yeah,
so-
two incumbents actually lost their primaries.
Yes.
One in Lorraine and one in Lake County. So we'll see how that affects the future composition of the board next year. And hopefully, and certainly they will have resolved what's going on with the executive director by then, since her contract is up in June, I believe.
And third, was there any
Yes.
feedback from your meeting last Tuesday with the auditor's office or anything that the public should know?
The
Oh,
board
well,
I know
revision.
you had the meeting. and
Right,
there was some
yeah, and we
comment.
had, and there's an actual Board of Revisions meeting, well, there will be, probably John's here, votes on things tomorrow. So we were just talking about some new technology ideas, some GIS, some, our policy, our pamphlet. So we had a basic agenda. I can give you a copy of the agenda of things that we
There's some-
discussed.
And the minutes are in there with
Right.
significant detail about our discussions last week.
We had some
with that.
discussions on CAUV.
Indeed, yeah.
So it was some basics in prep for the actual legal BOR meeting tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So we just wanted to have some discussions on things that are correct. John, do you have anything you want to say on that?
No, I think it was a fruitful discussion, and
Yeah.
I think it put everybody kind of on the same page and moving forward for the BOR
And-
meeting. I think it's,
Right, and we just wanted to be better informed on some of the topics before the 4 o'clock meeting tomorrow. So that's why we held it.
It seems like a lot of the controversy that I'm hearing relates to CAUV and changes in policies, et cetera.
Yeah,
That's part of the minutes, as you'll read, and there's still, I guess I still have questions as do the residents. There is a process for appealing, not only their eligibility, but also their valuations, once that goes through the process.
Thank you.
can I add something? real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
If you'd like, if you want to come up after the meeting, the CAUV department, we can kind of give you an overall on what's happening. Be happy to.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, John.
All right. Yeah, hopefully that answers all your questions. Boy, we had, that's more public participation we've had right now than we've had
Great.
in-
It's
in
great.
months. So, thank you. Glad to do it. All right, discussion session. Chris, do you have anything?
No, sir. Thank you.
Matt, anything? Jake, anything else further? Okay.
I'm good.
Wow, you know what?
I know.
I know we'll get out of here. I don't have anything for discussion, so
So we've discovered Aaron's the lengthy one, is that what?
apparently.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second, I will point out that even without him, we end up talking about NOACA.
I know.
Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. All right. Everybody have a good Easter, and see you next week.